Good evening, everybody. Not your usual Stoop Friday, but happy Friday, happy hour. Hello, Mr. Tom.
Hello, Ben. Hello, everyone in the chat.
Have you had a good
How are
week?
you?
I've had a shit week. Leeds are crap. Had enough. Don't want to talk about them. Thought we'd do a book review tonight.
Now let's crack open a beer first.
Yes.
Right?
In memory of your good friend, John.
Oh, Mrs. Collins.
Rest in peace, bless.
Nicest woman. Cheers, man.
Cheers. What you on? Budweiser?
Yeah.
Kronenberg? French?
Mr. Tom, what do you have in there?
The same thing I have every week, Pinky. John Smith's.
Nice. All right.
Soon to be replaced by Pop.
You two talk amongst yourselves.
Right. Have a good show, John. So where do we start, Tom?
Well, we should start by saying hello to specific individuals in the chat. I know
Anders was first. Yeah, Anders was first. Good evening, Anders.
He was, yeah.
Scooby.
The Mathronomical is here.
Scooby's here.
Having a chat with himself, I think.
Graham Wood Robinson, Gary.
The great Jimmy.
Yep, Jimmy's here. Evening, Jimmy. How are you? And hopefully to be John Bamber.
And there's a dirty Arsenal fan in the chat. I thought we'd got rid of you all, but evidently not.
We've got a dirty Liverpool fan watching, but he's not in the comments. So hello to Charlie Thompson. He's my partner's son.
Speaking of dirty Arsenal fans, I believe we have one waiting backstage.
Hello.
I was hoping it was going to be Tony.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, that's a letdown. I thought, is Tony finally joining us?
Sorry.
So how's your week been, Gary?
My week's been all right. I mean, outside of the fact that I'm stuck in my room because I still got that thing.
Has your mum grounded you?
No, I got the I got the bid, as they call it. So
how are you feeling?
I'm feeling good, except for the test keeps failing.
So you've had like a week of lockdown.
Yes, essentially.
You work from home though, can you?
Yeah, I work from home, I just don't see anybody now. Usually, I see somebody.
Oh, that's a good thing, is it?
No, not really.
So let's talk football. Good week for your club.
Yeah, no, it was a good week. Yeah, I mean, how far do I go back? Because I don't want to step on anybody's toes.
We are going to go there because I'm the one person that's not had a chance to.
That's all the Arsenal chat we've had this week. Director John Cutting.
I have no issue with Arsenal as a club or as in the game. Arsenal didn't do anything to cause my anger in the game. Personally, thought they didn't turn up. We were the better team, but I said 3 ranting last week, but we and Lolo had a heated, friendly debate, and I sort of came to terms that without my Leeds tinted glasses, that it was still a red card, but it wasn't a penalty. But for me, the 2 robberies was the penalty, the goal, and for the reason that if that was the other way around, would it have been a penalty? No, it was not a foul. He made a meal of it. Clever defending, fair play, Gabriel. But that was a goal. And the second, and this infuriated me most, is when Bamford was through on goal and Saliba had a tug at him, which affected his run and affected his shot. It's a minimum yellow card offence. Second yellow card, gone. And that's what I had an issue with last week. And the fact that we won a VAR decision because the only person in the world that didn't see it was the referee. So for me, it was justified. And that's my rant on the game. I thought we were the better team and I thought we deserved something from it. But I'm not going to be bitter to Arsenal or Arsenal fans because, look, you got the 3 points. That's it. And move on.
Going into the match, we knew it was going to be a tough one. And I thought it would be a tough one just because you were getting healthier. And it seemed like you were getting healthier each time you had a new player coming in as you moved along the season. So I expected it to be a tough one. It was. The first half, the fact that we had a lead was like, all right, we'll take it. But we are lucky. We are very lucky to still have a lead. Like, you should have scored on in the first 2 minutes, I think it was. When Drago pushed the ball far left, right? I think he hit the post. I mean, It didn't seem as if you were dominating the match in the first half, but you had
the first half your chances were better created.
Yeah.
The passing was quicker, and
Yeah.
you just looked more dangerous.
More end to end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you looked more likely to score than us, So
Right.
I think that was the difference.
Yeah. Sorry, guys. Just some more acknowledgements. My boy Mo Master is here, and but my boy Bandy, and when my other
Hello,
boys,
Bandy.
Bono's
Mo.
here.
Yeah, hello.
Bono's in the house.
But another one.
And
of
hello
my
to
boys
Bono's
is in the
lovely
waiting
wife as
room.
well.
Another one of my boys is in the waiting room, and I believe this may be his first appearance actually on the Stoop Friday Night Live. He's probably going to come in and tell me I'm wrong, but John, send him in. It's Mr. David Villamartine, everyone.
Oh, look at that.
Hiya, guys. How you doing?
Evening, Dave. How are you? You're in Chicago, you
It's
lucky
in
boy.
Chi-Town. There you go.
You get
That's
about
it.
you, don't you?
I do. I do.
Glad to see you repping Mercedes.
Oh, look at you.
as
Look,
well, my
see
friend.
you over there, right there behind
Lewis Hamilton all the way.
Lewis Hamilton.
Yeah, well, not this year, maybe, but hey.
Oh, still.
Would you
Well,
lose a bet that you're in Chicago?
You have to congratulate Verstappen on his first world title. He's only got 7 more to go.
What world title?
No, he won his first world title this year, didn't he?
Did he? Oh,
Yeah,
right,
he's
okay.
just won it last week.
That's on the back of the extra payments and everything. Yeah, we won't go into that.
Yeah, so he's won his first. But anyway, it's a football show. So what were your thoughts?
The Arsenal game. Leeds very, very unlucky not to come away without a point. Maybe even deserved to win the game. But again, it just comes down to not being able to finish, which I think is going to haunt us this season, quite frankly.
Would you give Notto a chance?
Say again?
Would you give Notto a go, like half an hour, whatever?
I don't know if I would have done it. I think he was injured for that game anyway, wasn't he?
I think but he was on the bench last night, wasn't he? Do you know? But for me, right,
I can't get my head around
my
why
argument
he's not getting a showing.
Yeah, here's my argument with Notto is Marsh says he's not quite ready for the Premier League, but he's ready for Italy. So what's a higher standard? I know it's faster.
To be fair, though, Ben, he doesn't play for Italy all the time.
Like, no, but he's been good enough. He's been good enough to come on, and he's been trusted. You know, and he's not made. So why don't you give him 20 minutes, half an hour? Just because for me, he looks like a player that wants to run with the ball and shoot, and create chances.
Yeah, I think the problem is fitting him into the system. You know? Who are you going to drop out to bring him in? If you want to play Geldhart, you know, it's trying to get too many players on the pitch.
The team plays better when Bamford is the point up front.
I understand that.
But he's not the best at what we actually need is balls in the goal.
Yeah.
And
I just think you've got to change your system, and you've got to start changing it for post Bamford. I think
also you have at some point it's not working today, right? You got your best, you got your starting 11. If that Bamford's part of that, so be it. At some point in the match, you have to look at it and go, well, you know what? We're gonna have to switch this up, and either that he comes off or we bring somebody else on, and we go in a different formation, right?
We've got 4 forwards in the under 23 level that have all been sold a dream, all been told they've got a path to the first team. So at what point do you start looking at which one of them you want to model your attack round? Because look, Bamford does a job, but he's rusty and his confidence is low. So we need goals. So at some point you're going to have to change your way of thinking. Yeah. For me,
I think it's a bigger problem than that, Ben, personally.
I mean, did we go 4-4-2 last night at some point? We did, didn't we? When
it was
they were throwing the kitchen sink on, weren't they? Basically, at the end. I mean, there's a mega problem when you're taking off players and bringing on Klitschy. You're 2-0 down.
It's the same old story, isn't it? Look, we signed players, but we didn't sign enough. It's strength in depth.
Yep, absolutely.
We've got potential, but the potential's not getting enough quality football to grow. Do you know?
The trouble
10 minutes here and there ain't going to do it.
I said this, David, yesterday, though. Strength in depth is a luxury we wish we could worry about. We ain't got strength in the 11 based on how we're playing.
Absolutely, yeah. We agreed on that, didn't we? I mean, I was also watching the Villa game at the same time last night. And when you look at their players in their squad, even their first 11, and then you go beyond in their squad, I mean, they have got strength in depth. We haven't got that. We're nowhere near that.
No,
you know,
I can tell you.
Once they find the right 11,
it takes time though,
playing,
because I've been waiting for a starting 11 for at least 5 years.
Yep.
Like you look at the squad, and you're like, we've got 7.
And everybody,
maybe 8.
every manager comes in, moves 3 out, brings 4 in, and
you're back to square one again. So now we actually have like 13, 14 players. But we don't have all the holes filled, right? But we've got an 11 that we can compete with.
But you've got 10 other players that can help that weakling as well while he's on the pitch. You know, whereas Leeds haven't. Last night, Leeds wingers didn't. They were non-existent defending. You know, every cross had a spare man on the back post. Every cross.
You know, getting onto that. Personally, I think the system's wrong. I don't think this narrow system works.
Not in this league.
It's too easy.
There's too many wingers in the Premier League as well.
Well, it's too easy to play against because if you've got a narrow in front of the back four, if you're playing narrow ahead, you're also wanting the defenders to push on. So a defender pushes on.
You're left with 2
immediately lose. Yeah, immediately. Well, you've left with 3 at the back.
3, yeah, but you have to
they should move across. They should move across, which is what happened a couple of times. Firpo has gone forward. We lose the ball. The ball gets knocked over the top. He's out of position, obviously.
So your answer is one winger has to sit while the other winger goes. That's the only solution to that.
But we're not playing with wingers, Ben. That's the problem. You're playing with
but I'm on
a
the
very
attack,
narrow midfield.
But on the defence, it should spread, and then they're supposed to push out a bit when it comes to without the ball. You know, your shape will change from that narrow attack to more spread out. But for me, he doesn't. You are right. He doesn't play to our strengths. We've got wingers, so we need to be playing the zonal press with Bielsa's system.
I wouldn't even say Bielsa. Yeah. I wouldn't mention anything about Bielsa. I'd just say we need to be playing.
Do you not think he got it right though? He did that right for the final. He tried his little way, and then he realised that the last few games to last season, play to your strengths, and he played a Bielsa system with a zonal press, and it worked. It got us through what we needed to get through. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we should be playing wingers.
Yeah, of course,
because we've got
4 of them.
We've got very good wingers who can create problems, can get behind defenses and everything. And the trouble is they're being pushed narrowly. I mean, look at Rocker last night. He gets the ball in the middle of the park. When he loses it, he goes round because he looks to his left. There's nobody out wide.
I'm thinking
there's no
single. I'm thinking single pivot. I think Tyler Adams can do a Calvin Phillips job all day long. I think he can do that job. I don't think he needs Rocker sat that deep with him. So you push Rocker on, and then you've got a 10 in Aronson.
Yeah, I would go with that. You have the 4 at the back, Adams just in front, Rocker a little bit ahead of that.
And then Aronson floating 3 around
it.
Have your wide men.
Yeah. I'm fine with the double pivot. What I'm not fine with is the dilly-dallying that happens when we let's just say for like the 30 seconds last night we had Leicester under the cosh a bit. It was, we've got a corner, and then the ball found its way back to our centre-back. How does that happen? It shouldn't happen. But it was what
corners are awful. And why have we got 2 guys over a corner when we know
I'll tell you what we do, Ben. We play as if the team that has the most possession gets 3 points instead of the team that has the most goals. And it's ridiculous.
Yeah. You guys are talking. I can't tell you specifically what because I don't watch your team much, but
it was a contrast from last week.
Well, I'm saying, okay, so it's that second half against Arsenal. I'm going, well, that looks like a blueprint to me as to how I think you would like to play. Because for me, Aronson was a problem. You know, he puts a little press on, a little bit of press on us, and we're in trouble, right? And then you've got like Rodrigo, Sinistera, all those guys. When you're, it's bang bang, and you're like, you could be in trouble really quick.
You're right, but the blueprint's only good if it's not once every 6 games that we pull it off.
Ben, sorry to interject. What I was going to say is, like Gary and his Arsenal cohorts were trying to lift me up on Monday. To be fair to them, and they were like, with this performance, you can go into Leicester and just steamroller them. And I'm sitting there going, hey, you obviously don't know Leeds United. You've never watched the history of Leeds United.
Suffered.
Right? Because I'm sitting there and they're like, you play like that, you'll beat anyone except us. And then you're sitting there and I'm sitting there like, no, I know we're going to play. I would never say this out loud because I'm not going to go against my team. But I'm sat there with the history and the knowledge and knowing my team. And I'm sitting there going, no, we're going to play like absolute dog shit on Thursday.
I'm just happy we're getting beat by the likes of Leicester and Arsenal and not Yeovil and Wickham.
Gary,
that's the glass half full in me. That is the glass half full in me.
It's nice being
Gary,
on Amazon, I'll tell you that.
I've got a question for Gary.
Yep.
When you were selling this line to Mr. Tom,
when I was selling it, I've lived it, so I know exactly.
Were you just playing him a little bit?
No. I told him exactly. We've seen this from Arsenal. We've seen exactly this. We went out. You should have won it, no doubt about it. Calls went against you. You know, you got punished when we finally got our one opportunity and we took it and we were able to get a score out of it. But otherwise, we did nothing in that match, right?
Yeah,
nothing in that match. There's no way we should have come up. Like when a penalty finally happens, I'm like, well, there you go. That's basically what we asked for this. We asked for this. There's no way, you know, this. All right, we'll take a point and we'll get out of here. We'll be happy with it because we're lucky that we don't lose this thing. And it didn't happen.
You seen the relief on Arteta's face at full time. He was relieved.
I knew Bamford was going to miss.
I did. You could see it writ all over his face. This is going wide.
It's just like this
is
to
my
too
dad,
good to be true.
He don't look confident. Look at him. He just looked like he's just thrown up. He's like, honestly, it was awful.
Yeah, no.
And when we got the second one, I was praying he won't take it. I was like, who's taking this one?
And they relieved you of that pressure though. You didn't even have to worry about it. Right?
Ben.
Did he have the ball?
He had the ball. He was going to take it.
He was going to put it same place.
Sorry, guys. We've got to say hello to the King, Scott Newby. He's here.
Scotty now.
Hey, Scotty.
And he messaged me on Twitter once. Just to let you know that.
There you go.
He's liked a few of my things on Twitter.
Yeah.
His Twitter's quite funny. He's quite on it. He's Scott.
Can you at least expand on that bet, Mr. Tom? Can you expand on that? Or no?
No, it was actually to be fair to him, it was actually the password for, you know, the online program. The time when I got Lolo in the program.
Oh yeah.
Scott Newby had the password to be able to actually read it.
Ah, cool.
And he so generously provided me with it. So, speaking of generously providing, I'd like to publicly thank Mr. Ben for providing me with a password for Disney Plus.
That's not a problem. Did you watch Prey?
I did. It was the first thing I watched. I watched it immediately.
It's good, yeah.
Kind of felt obligated to, but it was it was good. It was good. I know I should save that for when Mark was here because he was the one that was like, Tom, have you seen it? Have you seen it? Have you fucking seen it? You little motherfucker! No, I was like, I haven't. Mark, I can't afford Disney Plus. I'm sorry, I'm on.
I wanted to see. This is what I wanted to see on Monday. That one. That's the one right there. That one right there. He wouldn't give me anything. Guy was holding back, saved it all up for the whole week, and now you're seeing it, people.
There you go. Because he was looking forward to getting home from work for his password. I got
Friday night, Tom, baby.
I got this text at daft o'clock. I'm in, and there was a photo of his little. I set him up a profile ready, so all he had to do was log in.
Nice.
But yeah, just to go back to.
I thought Ben would think that I'm too polite to take him up on his offer. I'm not too proud to take up free Disney Plus.
Yeah, just to take back to if Leeds go down, Gary, you'll be getting invited to mine and Mr. Tom's show called On the Shitter.
Do we all have to sit on there?
Yeah, you all have to sit on your toilet and just take a big.
Oh my god, that would be so awesome! I just got tiling done. I mean, sorry.
So he's got tiling done, so it's going to be like an echo.
You mean
Splash,
you've just had your castle walls rebuilt?
I tell you, delicious.
Nah,
delicious.
I don't
Nice
think
and
that's
clean.
going to happen. But I don't think that's going to happen.
Shall I tell you something, Gary?
You still got it. You got a game in hand and a win this weekend, and then you're back like levels ahead of people. So
Can I just halt all talk? Who's in the cup? Is that Triple H?
He fucking wishes he was Triple H.
It looks like
unfortunately
Triple H.
not. You know what? I'm going to leave this open to the chat. I'm not going to say who it is, but if anyone can actually
Can we enlarge on
in
that?
it,
Can we enlarge on that? Director John. Has he got a red jacket on?
it's actually meant to be a red sweater.
Right. What era is he from?
It's recent.
I don't know then.
2019.
I did watch it though last week.
If someone in the comment section will know who it is, they'll win a special prize. There's no prize.
The prize is 3 hours online with Gary.
You guys.
BX Gunner, hello, welcome to the show. Incorrect though, unfortunately.
I saw Mo Masters comment.
It's not.
Mo Masters comment to me that Henri left, so Saka and Martinelli are probably going to leave too. Which I think it's they're totally two different athletes at different points in their career. They're not leaving.
And one's English and one's foreign, so more likely the foreigner will leave rather than
I don't think Saka is. Yeah, Saka's
unless Man City decide they like Saka. I think he's going to stay there. But that's what upset me midweek is that you managed to squirm your way out of getting beat by playing some lowly European side on Thursday night.
Definitely did.
I was looking forward to City Arsenal.
I think a lot of people want this whole they want to get back on the hate train.
I didn't realise until the actual night when it said on my Super 6 postponed, and I was like, that's not right.
Yeah. No, everybody thinks that's like a blessing in disguise, but we play them twice in what 2 or 3 months. That's not going to be fun either.
Oh well, at least you have time to work them out the second time.
Twice.
Yeah, it has. So have you got Saturday?
This Saturday we're at Southampton, so that's, as many people keep saying, that's our bogey team. So I don't know. We'll see. I think it shouldn't be a problem because I think we've had I like to think we've had our little blip.
I think you've put a few sides to bed that you've slipped up against recently in recent years. Do you know? So
no. This we could lose this one, but I kind of
you can lose any game. But I kind of expecting sort of a performance from you, to be honest.
Yeah, I think this is a redemption kind of game because of the way we played them last year. We lost 1-0 when we needed to win a match, right? But, so far we've been able to kind of have a little bit of
won midweek. Did they win 1-0 midweek?
They did win, so that's hopefully their win for the week, right?
Beat Bournemouth, didn't they? Yeah. So
yeah.
I think we've got Fulham, which is all of a sudden that's a hard game.
I tell you what, Fulham last night, as I say, I was watching them at the same time, and they are playing very good football.
I think if given the chance, though, with Sinistera on the pitch, I think we would have beat Villa.
Sorry, say again.
If you go to the fixture with us against Villa, I think if we'd have had 11 men, we would have beaten Villa. I do believe that they were that shit, Villa.
Sending off.
So I'm not going to take I'm not going to take an awful lot out of the 3-0 scoring, but Fulham it's not an easy game. But I'm hoping they attack us, so there's a bit more space.
Well, this actually helps us get back onto Gary's point. When we're playing against the higher teams, they're not going to sit back; they're going to attack us, which then helps this closing down game. It sort of plays into our hands. But when we're playing teams lower down, they will let us go at them, and then they will start pressing us and knocking long balls down the channels. Fullbacks out of position.
I can tell you, this feels so similar to years ago. same thing. Play really good. Don't win, but play really good against the top teams. And then the teams you're like, all right, well, this is the one we're supposed to win this, and we're struggling, and then every once in a while you get smacked in the mouth. So it's growing pains is essentially
Lolo's
what it is.
in the chat. Evening, Lolo. We're doing you proud. Hope you're not working too hard.
That's right.
And Mark as well, because I think Mark's with him, is he? Are they still in New Orleans?
He's like a babysitter, keep phoning. He's like a parent phoning the babysitter. Is the child asleep? Is the child like checking on us? Like have you... Doesn't trust us. Doesn't trust us.
You haven't burnt the house down.
Your show's fine, Lolo.
Would you trust you?
Well, Lolo, I'm sorry, but we've got some friends over.
It depends what we...
His baby. Would you trust? Should he trust you with his baby?
Do you know what it is? I'm honoured that he trusts us with his baby. I really am. I was really nervous last time.
Do you trust? Would I dress his baby up as my favourite wrestlers? Yeah, I probably would.
No, they're going off the top rope for sure.
Oh, you got to teach him the top turnbuckle, definitely.
I'd be like, nah, your kids are fed. They've been bathed, or not bathed. That'd be weird. You know what I mean? Kids fine. Kids absolutely fine.
The question is, right? If the child was
dress him as Hulk Hogan, though.
Yeah, but if the child was misbehaving, would you add a chair into the ring?
They've only received slight injuries, nothing to worry about.
Yeah. He's only dislocated his hip.
Already have a broken neck. I'm sure they had the neck brace before I got here.
Were his legs that floppy before?
We didn't know you had tic-tacs, TikToks, whatever they call them. Tax. There you go.
Tax.
We didn't know you had tax, and sorry.
It's off at 3 a.m.
Listen,
oh boy,
Lolo, your baby's safe with us, not with me, but with us. And
yeah, genuinely, I think that's why they got the adults in.
Yeah. Right, back to serious business, because I'm a serious guy, all right? And I'm going to tell you why I am worried about the Leeds. Is that at the start of the season, we all looked at our fixture list, and I'm pretty certain most, if not all of us, said when we looked at the fixture list, we've had a fairly good start compared to what we usually get. So if we're down at the bottom with this fixture list, we should be worried.
Yes.
And the truth of the matter is, we've played 2 of the big 6, and we're still at the bottom. Not directly bottom, but we're below a lot of teams that have played more of the big 6 than we have.
I do believe when
they're not against.
When you're looking at the table as it is, that game in hand's vital right now. So
yeah.
I mean, you jump what?
But I can't confidently say whoever the catch up when we get the game in hand. I can't confidently say we're going to win any game right now because you don't know what Leeds is going to show up.
Because the thing is with this Leeds team is that in the past 2, 3, maybe even 4 years, you sit there and we'd sit there going, our defence is probably not fair to say our defence is terrible, but it wasn't reliable, was it? But we always had the confidence that we could go out and conceivably against any opposition put 2 or 3 goals past them. But we can't now. Yeah. Now we have to get clean sheets to win football matches.
I think he also needs to learn very quickly his best 2 partnering at centre half because it's never been stable. I know injuries has been a major factor for that, but for me, he made an unnecessary change last night.
Yeah,
and don't get me wrong, Llorente didn't actually have a bad game. He made some important challenges, and Robin Koch had a mare, but I just felt that there was unnecessary changes from the team that's just come off the pitch and played like that against Arsenal. You should have just looked. And I get Stroik was injured. So you're going to obviously the natural replacement's Firpo, but you didn't need to change anything else last night.
Defence wasn't why we lost last night. We lost because we didn't score when we should have, and more importantly than that, we didn't defend tightly enough after we missed the chance, because we have a habit of having a situation where we should score, we don't score, and sod's law in football, we got punished for it immediately after.
The first 16 minutes, we had possession of the ball all the time. They didn't threaten at all, and then they had the one break.
As soon as the goal went in,
and then we lose the heads.
Yeah, it just went
This
from.
was the thing.
It wasn't brilliant the
game.
first 16 minutes, but you had a bit of it wasn't a bad start. You thought, all right, we've started all right. You know, we're in this game.
We got a corner after 40 seconds. You're sitting there going, yeah, this is as you start as you mean to go on. Yeah, this isn't the worst thing that could happen. And then they basically went down the other end. The first chance they got, 1-0 Leicester, and we were done.
And the second time they went down 30 minutes on 35th minute, I think it was.
Yeah,
they scored again,
and then Rodrigo did it again, and then they nearly scored.
Saying that, can you remember Melier having to make any?
No.
You know.
Do you know what pissed me off about the commentary last night was they were saying that Leicester had defended so well and this, that, and the other, and Leicester did fuck all last night. We were just that bad at passing the ball and doing anything with the ball. We made them look half decent. They were awful, Leicester. They got an own goal from a decent chance. Don't get me wrong, they had a few good attacks and then they put the ball in the net when they needed to with the one shot on target they had. But they were a threat to us last night, really.
No.
We just looked like a fucking bunch of...
No, but
that's what makes it worse.
I would say they're defending, though, Ben. You know, they...
Do you think if we got a Stoop 11...
They did defend well. They did defend well because we didn't score. They
stopped
us from having clear efforts.
I think we helped them defend well by not having a clue what to do with it in the final third. But serious question, do you think if we collected a Stoop 11 together of 11 lads from the Stoop, we would have given Leeds United a game last night? Because I do.
Yeah. Because all we would have had to do is keep Leeds in basically 18 yards out. We keep Leeds 18 yards out,
loft it forward
forcing them into basically shooting out of desperation, as in
with our fastest man up front,
wide.
Yeah, fastest man up front and 10 defenders, we would have beat Leeds Stoop 11.
Yeah.
Honestly, I thought Villa game were bad, but that was just honestly. All expectations for the season.
I don't understand the substitutions that were made. I don't understand. Well,
I don't think he did.
Did he take Cini off and Bamford off because he thought at that point, well, we're not going to win this game. I'll put the youngsters on and I'll save them for Fulham.
Yeah, I think that was it. Did he not look like they were devoid of ideas, chatting to his little mate on the sideline when they would just look like? But I sympathise with him. What can you do when your players are playing to that standard? There's nothing he could have done. They were just shit. There was no. It was just a bad day at the office. A real bad day at the office.
I wouldn't say. I mean, I thought Somerville had a decent game. Aronson.
Aronson's a gem, and I think he tries and he
I'm not as high on Aronson at the moment. Because
I thought Adams had an all right game. I did. Yeah. I thought Rocket was awful. Adams I like Adams.
But he's always quiet. He's a quiet player.
Yeah, he's a workhorse.
He just gets on with it, lays the ball off.
I thought Llorente was all right.
Terrific. Yeah.
I thought Christiansen was all right, but then he was just let down by the system.
Defending weren't why we lost. People could say, "Oh, there was mistakes here, there, and Koch done whatever."
No, the system was why we lost. Yeah, left.
Do you guys want to talk a little bit about the results from the other games, and then
I think we should.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's have a look.
And about the developments from those games.
So
there's 18 teams I don't care about, and then the bottom one. So
few games have really affected us. Really, so Southampton winnings affected us, but it's pulled Bournemouth in, I suppose, a bit closer. Fulham, Villa. What were your point clear of them? Leicester have pulled themselves back in. I think they've got Villa. No, they've got Wolves, have they not? So for me at the minute, Wolves look dead and buried. I'm not 100% sure about Leeds. I do feel that Bournemouth will fall further towards Forest. So, and I think Forest.
I'd be with Wolves. I'd be interested to know with their connections, their agent that they're widely known to be associated with. I'd be interested to know who they buy in January to try and desperately buy their way
they'll
out
get
of.
Ronaldo up front with Costa then, if it's some sort of Portuguese connection.
My implication, yeah.
Well, that was funny, wasn't it? Ronaldo.
Interested to see. You know, I think Man United are now going to manufacture reasons to fine him, just so they can build up a bit of money for the Christmas party.
It's just a Mourinho tactic, isn't it? I'll kick up a fuss because I don't want to be here.
And Ten Hag's going to be grateful for that, because he's going to be, right, we can fine you another 400 grand this week. That's going to pay for the champagne for the Christmas party.
I think Leeds should take him on loan, give them Bamford. There you go. Then we might just score a goal.
They used to
Can we give him Rodrigo instead?
Yeah.
He'd probably score 50 a season, wouldn't he, the twat?
Yeah.
And what's with Harvey Barnes as well? What Alan Shearer II?
He just loves scoring against us. That's what it is.
Don't help when you give him the ball at the far post. Does it?
6 games now. He's scored every game.
Yeah. He scored against us when he played for West Brom.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, that's when he started there.
He hasn't been struggling this year though. He's been lively, right? So it's not a surprise that he scored.
It's like you can get any striker at any team, right? Any striker at any team who he won't have scored for like 50 years or something, and you can guarantee he'll get the winner against Leeds.
You know what? The more you guys talk, the more I'm like, I've been down this road. Hopefully, you're following in
You've
our
not been down this road.
Where's just that club it happens?
I have been. I've seen it.
When we fell to the lowly lights of 8th. Oh, my heart bleeds for
There's
you,
levels to it.
When we spent 3 weeks at the bottom.
It's all comparisons, isn't it, Gary?
I know, yeah. It's just different levels, man.
It's all comparative, you know.
It must be so frustrating.
You know.
No, I mean we're all happy. We're all happy that team lost, right? That team from North London lost and got embarrassed. Right? We are happy for that.
This is the sort of fixture where I'd prefer a bomb to go off. Than either team win.
I always bring up the Bane scene from Batman when
where it just
stadium implodes and then players are just falling into a big hole.
That was really cool, that explosion.
Can I just say, Gary?
Yes, sir.
Can I just say, Gary? I have to be against this because if there's one team I want to lose,
they're our Tottenham, team. Gary. They are our Tottenham.
I know, but I can't. I have to be happy. I have to be happy about it then.
And the other team is Liverpool. I'm sorry, it's those two.
We
never want to see them win.
We did our job against Liverpool, so you must have been happy.
Yeah, but to be fair, a Man United Spurs game is one where I do wish they would find a rule that would allow both teams to lose.
There you go.
Do you not find yourself hating a team because you don't like a manager or something? A team you never really give a shit about. It's like when Alan Pardew was at Newcastle. I hated Newcastle because I just can't stand him. He's just a prick.
What did you think when he got his 8-year contract there?
All right. Do you know? I couldn't tell you how I thought.
He must have had something to blackmail the owner, mustn't he? He must have done.
I never really cared for Everton, but. I never cared for Everton, but now I hate them because that fat shit's there. So
I hate everyone that ain't Leeds, to be honest.
Certain teams get under my skin, but I don't really give a shit about anyone else. It's like I don't want Man U and Chelsea to win. Obviously, it's just even though I don't really understand why. It's like why are we rivals with Chelsea?
I was surprised with the result, Chelsea's result at Brentford.
Yeah,
I didn't.
But Brentford, you don't know what you're going to get with Brentford, do you? I mean, they're capable.
They're a very difficult team at their place.
They raised their game against the Big Six. Clearly, obviously, they let Arsenal.
Do you not feel that maybe they don't raise the game, but
you're just going to be bitter about anything, aren't you?
You don't think it's similar to?
No, it's going to come back to that, isn't it?
I hate them all. I hate everyone.
you not think it might be similar to Leeds, where Brentford's system benefits attacking teams?
I think they're just lucky cunts, really.
Nah, they're who? Brentford.
Brentford, yeah.
No, they've got a good team.
But have they? Have they?
It's nothing. It's a team. It's a team.
Right, yeah. So man for man against position for position for Leeds, it's not that exceptional.
That's not what I'm saying. It's a team.
It's 11 v 11. 1-on-1, you're gonna have your battle.
Do you think we bought the wrong pegs for the holes in? The system we play. Surely you're going to need pace in your midfield to get back and pace in your defence to get back. And I just feel we didn't. I've got nothing against the signings we bought, but
they've done well.
I just feel that we needed different sort of players for this system.
We needed about another 4 or 5 players. That's what we needed of a similar standard. If they haven't learned the minimum we need in January is a striker and a left back, then there's no fucking hope for us. If we have a January last season,
I think that's the problem. Everybody's looking for a striker. Everybody's looking for a striker.
Who do you get in January? Who's available in January?
It's not a case of buying, is it? Right? Let's loan somebody that knows where the net is. At least it's going to score you in 6-7 goals in the running or whatever. Do you know?
If push comes to shove, we just kidnap someone.
That works too.
Yeah, we'll go get Eddie. We'll just take Eddie back because you guys don't appreciate him.
Legal team.
We don't appreciate him. You were right about that. He's gonna get more love for you guys.
They don't appreciate Eddie. I sit on their shows, man. I sit on the show with this man while they're all sitting there going, Eddie, he shot Kennedy and all this shit.
I saw it.
He's solid.
Nah, you know what? We just want more from Eddie, and he can't give it to us.
No, because he's not given the opportunity. What, a game on a Thursday night? A game on a Thursday night and 20 minutes here and there.
No,
the guy needs a run.
He's not going to get a run in the Premier League. It's just not going to happen. So he has to. Like, players, when they get on the pitch, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15, 30, whatever it is, that's your time.
Yeah, but I bet his goals per minutes ratio for Arsenal isn't that bad.
Yeah, but because it's like you said, it is mostly the cup matches that he's in. But when we put him into a Premier League match, he's not. We're not getting what we want out of him.
He's not that level, is he?
He is.
Yeah, but has he had a chance this season?
He's been in enough. He's been in every game. He hasn't got lots of minutes. He's been.
Has he started?
He played 10. He's played in. He's actually come on for 10 matches in the Premier League.
Has he started?
No.
It's a whole different ball game starting the game to coming on into a game.
That's why
unless you called Ollie Solskjaer.
Last season we had multiple people come on and score, so it's not true. But what I do believe should happen is I should remember that he came on. I should remember, like, damn, he looked good today when he came on for the 15 minutes, and we don't get that either. So I get the whole point where he doesn't score, but I need to remember this. You got to remember that. Okay, he did come on, and if I can give him more minutes, maybe we're going to get something out of him. We don't get that either. So you have to leave a memory for the fans and for the coach to say, you know what, I think I'm going to have to give him more minutes. And that's how it works.
Things happen. Yeah, make things happen.
He doesn't do that, and he says he wants to, and not only that, but you can look at Jesus, and he shows you that I don't care how many minutes you give me. I'm going to, at some point in the game, you're going to go, okay, Jesus almost, or he scores, one of the two. And that's what you want from your players. So not all this, like, he doesn't get minutes. Nah, you know what? If he's trying to come up, guess what? When you get on the pitch, show me.
Take the opportunity.
You're breaking my heart here. I have
get enough minutes then.
I've got a printed autograph from Eddie and Ketty here. A printed autograph, man. You're killing me.
Hey, he's a leading U21 scorer, so you got that. You know, you can always go look. I mean, the man
he came on against Preston and got us an equaliser.
He came on against Barnsley and scored the winner. And Brentford.
Yeah.
And Salford.
Ben, you gave a program to Lolo. I understand.
I've got it. I'll need his address again, but it's sat there now. But yeah, I've got 3.
It's the Arsenal one from
the
FA Cup. Yeah.
He's been given it. Yeah, my dad gave him
He's got
it.
that.
Right.
Yeah,
he's got it.
Who's
Yeah,
Lolo?
the Centenary Cup final one. Yeah.
Who? Sorry, who is Lolo?
There's some guy who occasionally pops on this show.
Somebody I used to know.
All I can say is I miss this Mr. Tom, and I want him back.
It's some charity case we named the show after out of pity.
Hey, Mr. Tom, is this guy available tomorrow? Has he got time for me?
He might be able to fit you in for an hour and a half.
There you go.
Oh, look, begging now. Don't you be poaching my staff. I want an agent's fee.
I hear you.
Have we got a tip sign, Director John? Because we want some money, people. Send us money.
You see that comment there from Arsenal fan circle? That's the mentality he doesn't have. He needs starts to show what he can do. Nah, you don't need starts. You just need to get on the pitch. If a manager puts you on the pitch, if I put you on the pitch, I expect something out of you, or else I don't put you on the pitch, right? So, boom, you show me. I think it's a mentality thing that he feels he needs to have minutes, and that's not true.
Coach Carter here.
I'm
just going by what I believe is the way.
That's a good movie.
It is a good movie.
It is.
I signing for your team. Score or be gone.
Can I throw a quick subject up in the air?
Well, just one thing. When Bamford came on in the last match, what did he do against Arsenal? What did he look like? He looked really good, right? He didn't start.
To me.
No. He put pressure on the back line.
Yeah.
He was concerning us all the time.
Yeah, he's off the ball game was better.
You know what I mean? Like every time he was putting pressure on us, and that's what you wanted to have at that point in the game. Had the freshest legs of anybody out there, and that's what I mean. You don't have.
But I did comment at half time, and because Lolo's been giving Bamford shit, and I said he's come on now. Watch the difference, and immediately you saw the difference in how we attack.
He should have scored. If Gabriel wasn't made of paper, it would be 1-1. If Harry Kane, I'll go to my grave with this opinion. If Harry Kane had done what Bamford did in that 46th minute, it would have been a goal. Because when you're the captain of England, you can push defenders.
It was
But when
pathetic.
you're captain Bamford, you can't. So
I
sorry.
still don't know why he disallowed it. The more I look at it, the more I just want to go find that referee and VAR and just smash the legs together.
VAR went, which one of them is in the big six? Did the scoring team? And
I think
you can't in one breath say that was Harry Kane, blah, 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 blah. But if they're in the top 6, blah, blah, nah, it doesn't work.
I honestly think
if that's a North London derby, and if that is
in the top 6,
and if that's being played in that toilet bowl,
I honestly think when the government
together, boom, robbed.
I honestly think when the government sort out who they want to lead their party, that it's time for a government inquiry into referees and how discreet everything is and more transparency.
Sorry, Mr. Villa Martin said he had a question for Gary and he's piqued my curiosity. I want to know what he wanted to ask him. Please, go ahead.
Oh, he's going to throw it in the air, yes. Sorry.
No, this isn't a question for Gary. This is just a question of bearing in mind what happened to Mr. Gerrard after the game last night. Was it last night? It was last night, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, an hour and a half, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think he got off the bus?
Who's the next manager?
Well,
Villa.
First thing is that was just really.
Who's the next manager going to be at Villa, and is Marsh likely to follow?
No. The only reason I think Marsh is safe for now is, as has been alluded to, the performances aren't terrible. It's the goal scoring performances, which are it's a distinctly different thing. Like the actual play isn't bad. Like the football he's got them playing isn't bad. It's the fact that none of them can hit the barn door of a banjo. Whereas as soon as they do, then everything will be hunky dory again.
How long do you wait?
I think Villa will poach somebody. I don't know who, but I think they'll poach a manager.
I thought Steve Bruce has been named.
He'll get at least till the World Cup.
Oh,
Gary, Steve Bruce.
Isn't that what I thought I saw?
For who?
No, he's already been there. No, he's already managed them.
Yeah, they don't like him.
I thought I saw that. That's why I was like, it looked kind of strange to me. Maybe it was a fake. They got me, right? They got me. Sorry, but I.
Do you think they approached?
Literally threw a cabbage at him.
Do you think they approached Tuchel?
He's not. I don't know. If
I think they'll approach him, and I think
he'll refuse it. Yeah.
Apparently, he's had a couple of offers.
Yeah, he's turned them down, hasn't he? So
I think one was Wolves.
Maybe.
The other maybe Bournemouth. So who's available then? Scott Parker.
Nice.
The thing is, truly elite managers are already in jobs.
He don't like.
There's a few out and about, isn't there? But
Ranieri.
Do you think they can nick Patrick Vieira?
No.
I mean, we know he's waiting for the Arsenal job, but
it's money, isn't it? It's money. It's how much money they're going to throw at it.
Villa's got money. They have money.
I know.
Very rich owners.
Transfer outlay for the last 3 years.
Yeah. And as I say, those players, they're good players, but there's just something not clicking there. You know,
they don't know the best team, do they?
I thought it was fitting that Tyrone Mings scored the final goal with his
tenure. Yeah, I love that.
Considering he unceremoniously decapitated him.
At what point do you realise that he's just as good as Harry Maguire and shouldn't really be playing Premier League football?
Let's listen, as Leeds fans, let's not say anything against Mings because he
did keep us in the league.
He helped us out last year.
And he has helped us on a few goals over years, hasn't he?
I've got a soft spot for old Tyrone. As much as I hate everyone that isn't associated with Leeds, I do have a little bit, because I read once that when he played for Ipswich in his younger career, he changed his squad number and then paid the 27 fans that bought his previous shirt with the squad number, and he paid for him to have it replaced. And it was like,
good,
not bad.
Fair play,
not bad. Yeah. Not that I'm the expert on Tyrone Mings. I just happen to remember.
Look, I'm not saying that the guy ain't a nice guy, but it's just that he's a footballer, and Tyrone Mings is fucking shit. It's good to get on his back when he cocks up.
I think he had a bet on Burnley to get relegated, personally, because what reason would there have been to have thrown yourself in front of that ball like it was your child? If you hadn't. Not that, although footballers, it's illegal for footballers to gamble on competitions that they are directly involved with.
But technically, you say he kept us up, but that would have made that game a draw.
No, I didn't say he kept us up. I said he did us a favour.
No, that game was a draw.
Was it?
No, that game, Burnley would have won.
No, Burnley got beat, didn't they? I thought the got beat 2-1.
No, it's a draw. It was a draw.
Was it?
No, it finished 1-1. They would have gone. Burnley would have gone 2 points ahead of us, and we'd have been. We'd have practically been, because a goal difference would have worked.
No, last season, John, not last week.
I don't care. I'm still putting it up. I made it. I made the graphic, so I got.
We looked at the graphics. They look really nice.
Can we have a look where that's left everything? Can we have a look at the league table? Let's see where that's.
John, I don't care what they say. You're the finest director in the YouTube business.
So Gary's sitting top, happy. Yes. Nice little 4 point. So it's 2 game buffer now. So it's in your hands, so to speak. Long way to go.
Everybody's hoping for the biggest upset of upsets this weekend, right?
Do you know what it is? I don't mind you guys being top of the league. You're not a team I hate. I don't want anything below Man City winning the league other than us.
I hate Arsenal until Sunday.
I don't hate Arsenal because of it. I just hate refereeing even more. Arsenal.
Do you think VAR has protected the refs? Like, because now they know that if they really get something wrong, it'll be overturned.
And you know what? That's the problem.
I mean, look, if you've got sensitive ears, please cover them now. But all they do is suck each other's dicks.
Yeah, I was going to say VAR VAR just made them even more lazy, as if they weren't lazy enough, right? They're not either.
It's like, I ain't going to overrule him because he might overrule me when he's on VAR. It's like just some sort of bum club. Sorry for being offensive if I've been offensive.
There is. I read this before. I can't remember where, so I probably shouldn't have bring up that I read it. But there's thing like there's seniority between referees, and like some refs don't want.
I read an ex-referee say that when they meet every month in PGMOL meetings, whatever it's called, they get told they have to execute X amount of fouls, X amount of haircuts. That's spot fixing, which is illegal, highly illegal. And this happens. There's no transparency into any part of refereeing in quite a lot of sports, not just football. You know, rugby seems to have got it right. At least you hear the referee and the reason for the decisions, and they understand how to work videos. It's just, it's not the system. It's the idiots in charge of the system.
I've said this before. Refereeing would be fixed nigh on instantly if they forced the referee to explain his decisions after the game, because the first time it happens and the referee actually has to give an answer, he'll give the answer and we'll go, all right then. Because what can you say to someone who's told you why he did what he did? Whether you think he's wrong or not, he's fronted up and he's told you why he did his decision.
Look, I'm not on about for the slightly dubious. I'm on about for the blatantly obvious, absolute bullshit or the inconsistency. Right, that's a foul. Why didn't you give that as a foul? It's the same thing, but that's in a penalty area. That's the questions they need asking. That's what I mean. Ask them that, and they'll give an answer. But then over time, we will already know the answers because we'll know how they operate. I just feel. Do you know what I think the answer is? Personally, think the answer is Serie A referees in England, England in Spain, Spain in France, French in Serie A. I think they should have foreign referees. They didn't grow up supporting clubs. They don't have any bias. They don't have any favoritism. They don't think they're celebrities in our country. Do you know? It's like what ref you've got. He's a celebrity. You automatically know the referees. That never used to be the case. You used to know the good referees back in the day, not the shit ones.
One or two.
You've put a great idea in my head. What would have happened if Mike Dean had refereed El Clasico? Because that would have been, imagine the spotlight he'd have been under. Allegedly, he loves the spotlight. But he would have come out and he'd have been like Ronaldo,
Captain Manrin, wouldn't
it? He'd have been, I'm the star on this pitch. Me. And it'd have been great.
I've seen is it on YouTube that the referee is this South American referee that blows the whistle and does the proper card shit, and he's like Liberace with the card, and crazy.
As I always like to say, the problem with VAR is the teams don't want to fix it either, because if they did, they would put up a fuss as well.
I think 14 teams do want to fix it. I just think 6 have got the big say over it.
I don't know.
Well, it's not even for me. It's not even the 16. It's the other 4 levels behind them also that aren't.
Has it not just ruined everything? No. It's like, now there's a slight infringement on the way to the goal. You just know it's going to get disallowed, don't you? And
it's just bullshit. That is so much bullshit.
Yeah. They want VAR. They want VAR to be perfect. And you know what? This is not perfect. No. They're not. Even when they look at the video, they're not perfect. They have to get a ruler out, and the ruler could be off by a centimeter or two. And what?
I think it's like last week.
It should be, as I like to say, it should be easy. It should be pretty clear as to what is and isn't. When you look at the video,
last week's game would have been better with the power out.
Yep. No,
I was going to say, who else when that happened? Who else was thinking? Just get on and referee it like you used to. When
you used to have to shout and look at each other, and you had flag signals, and
what if you just have Arteta and
why do they carry a flag anymore?
And just say, just go ahead, just do it. Yeah. Go ahead, and if your ball's up, we're not going to call you on it.
Yeah. Right, we're going to take a break. We're an hour in, and then we have betting in the dark when we come back.
An entire hour already?
An entire hour.
You talk for like 45 minutes. What do you expect?
I think John's going to entertain us with some of Bandy's creations. So, we'll see you.
Fandy
Fanosky, the legend himself. So we'll see you in a few minutes. Peace out.
Welcome back to the Stoop Football Fans. It's your boy Lolo. Let me bring in my lovely co-host, Mark. How are you?
Hey, everybody. How y'all doing?
Cheers.
Welcome to Happy Hour, everybody. Cheers.
Dad jokes for 200. Ding, ding, ding.
Let him in. Okay. Everybody give it up to Ben Ireland. Ben Ireland. The man, the myth, the legend. It is Mr. Tom.
Betting in the dark with Mr. Tom.
Come on, Lo. Let's see it.
So, guys, I want to ask you, I put up a poll earlier today. What was the most shocking thing to happen this week in football news? Was it Italy out of their second straight World Cup, Mike Dean announcing his retirement at the end of the season, or kick a keeper? Kick a keeper. Go kick a keeper. Kick a keeper.
Go kick a keeper.
I'm going to post the best comment of the night.
Kick a keeper. Kick a keeper. Go kick a keeper. Kick a keeper.
Go kick a keeper. We don't talk about no.
We've got 6 pints in. James, get in here, James.
I don't care about anything that doesn't involve Leeds. I love Leeds, full stop.
We have Later Hosen Cantac here for you.
You might need thicker glasses.
Now you're making it personal. You want to make it personal, we can do that. But here's what I'm going to say. If the shoe was on the other foot.
It's been on the other foot so many times.
What are we drinking today, guys? It was time to go to the liquor store like an hour and a half ago.
I'm not one to criticize officiating.
I'm going to bring in Chris, bringing him in from Dirty Jersey. Let's go ahead and bring in our Chelsea and numbers guy, Najee. What's going on, man?
Very, very sad day for football, to be honest with you.
I believe I sent out a tweet. Kick a keeper. Kick a keeper. Go kick a keeper. Kick a keeper.
Go kick a keeper.
I'm going to post the best comment of the night.
Kick a keeper. Kick a keeper. Go kick a keeper. Kick a keeper.
Go kick a keeper. We don't talk about no.
My old lady always would say, if shit had bones, it would stand up and walk.
I'm not really worried about that.
Okay, my response would be this. You don't choose Leeds United. Leeds United chooses you.
It is time to introduce Tony Shipwreck, everybody. Welcome to Happy Hour. So let's go ahead and bring in Stephen Manning. What's going on, Steve? This is Lawler, everybody. Please troll him. He's the one who made me an Arsenal fan. Jimmy Bremer's Ghost, Anders Paul H in the house via Martine, Saul all the way out in Australia, Mo Master, I see you, Bobby 2 Stoop, Karen C. So we're going to bring in another voice. We've got the guy who made Patrick Bamford a Lord. James Bush, no good to see you, my friend. That's what I was getting mad about earlier when you were just saying, kick a keeper, kick a keeper, go kick a keeper, kick a keeper.
Go kick a keeper.
I'm going to post the best comment of the night.
Kick a keeper, kick a keeper, go kick a keeper, kick a keeper.
Go kick a keeper. We don't talk about no. You were going after our players so hard you injured your own player.
It's called football. Deal with it.
Show John your ID and he'll let you in. I don't care if you've been here before.
We've got 6 points more than we had during the last happy hour.
But here's what I'm going to say. Kick a keeper. 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 Kick a keeper.
You know the song from the band he has at the end of that video? I remember that from the movie Problem Child. That's what I say. Put that out there. Anyone seen that? Problem Child 1 or 2?
I saw a Problem Child, but I don't remember the songs.
That's like an old, whatchamacallit, Motown song.
Yeah.
It's my party.
I playing.
Is it a Motown? Yeah, it's like an early Motown.
Yeah, it definitely is. But I remember it playing when the boy, the Problem Child, had messed up his friend's birth, or not, they weren't his friends. He weren't invited, but because his parents were friends with the parents, that he got invited. So all the kids bullied him. So he basically destroyed the whole party. And
gotcha.
The
and
song
Bandy
was
did
playing
that little.
while the girl was crying. It's great.
Bandy did the logo up there in the right-hand corner too. He did a bunch of them.
Cool.
Bandy, Mr. Tech.
There you go.
Yeah.
I'm still waiting for that jerk chicken that he made. that his wife made. I'll have to go to London to visit him.
I can't believe I missed that.
Oh well. Oh, there's Ben.
Yeah.
Hi, sorry, I was on the loo having a quick cigarette because
you don't have to say that. You can say something like I was in makeup.
I'm quite
So
rightly,
classy.
quite
So
rightly
classy,
so as
Ben.
well. I'm not allowed to smoke on air anymore, but it is right because it's not really the right image. So I have to smoke off air now. So yes,
that's
that? Why. I'm speaking to no, you know what I mean. Right. Seeing as Lolo decided to tell everybody in the world I grow weeds. So, yeah.
Clip out of the last video, just so nobody.
I've never met him. I've never met this Lolo. I've only overheard of him.
I hear he only comes out at night.
I thought it was a Robo guy or something like that.
He sits behind Mark.
What are you guys want to talk about next? The upcoming games or what?
But I'll just quickly want to say hello to Robbie. I believe has made an appearance during Bandy's video, if I wasn't mistaken. And I don't know if I said it before, but hello to Sol. He's always good for an amusing.
I haven't said hello to Ian tonight. Ian, you in the crapper?
Ian's my boy.
On the crapper. No, I was in the crapper having a fag. So yeah, just sat on it.
2 birds with 1 stone. Isn't
One
it?
stone, yeah.
That means so much.
So
different.
I think you have to go in the crapper to sit on the crapper. So technically, we were both right.
You're correct there, Robbie.
If you're in the US and you said you went to the loo to hang out with a fag, it's something totally different.
I went to the loo to smoke a fag. Yeah, it's the same here. Yeah. How much do you charge for rent? Well, sir.
It depends how long you can stay down.
It doesn't take long.
No.
It doesn't take long for this show to go off on a tangent, does it? It really doesn't. Just get John on screen and we're away.
Can you hear that? Can you hear that? That's the tone being lowered significantly.
Do we want to do betting in the dark?
Yes,
I've
I do
got a
believe.
great idea. I think we should do betting in the dark.
Well, yeah, I did announce that before the break, I do believe. So yeah, come on. Someone wasn't listening.
I'm always listening. I just wanted to say it myself, as I never get to.
All right, you ready? You're gonna have to introduce.
Now it's time for Mr. Tom and betting in the dark.
Betting in the dark with Mr. Tom.
Come on, love, place your bets.
Just before you start, Tom.
Everyone.
Hello, Cyril. Just before you start, I'd just like to say that I do not condone betting, and when the fun stops, stop.
Yes. What he said. What's that, Cyril? Yeah, that's right. Okay, with the can we have the first slide, please? Right, we're going for we're going to ease ourselves into the weekend with the first game of the weekend. Let's just say I'm going to go Liverpool to win by a nice comfortable 3-0. Salah scores any time. Your boy Nunez only has to have 2 or more shots on target. You can turn 1 into 22. Spicy.
Very, very doable. I think 3-0 is good because it's away. Yeah, that's a very possible bet. Salah seems to have hit a bit of form. Nunez, 2 shots on target. Yeah. Not bad odds for that.
My boy BX sees it as well. He see it in a vision, I suspect. And
I
he was
don't know what I put. Let me have a look. I'll tell you now.
What did Ben do in his Super 6?
Super 6, it's free. Super 6 is free. I'm not telling you which company does it, but it's free and you can win £250,000 for getting 6 correct scores. It's very hard, but it's free. Right, I went with... Oh, that game ain't on here, so I can make a fresh prediction. I'm going to go 4-0 Liverpool, so that'll probably up my odds, will it?
I imagine it would.
Good. So yeah, but that to me seems like a worthy pound.
Gary, how do you think that's gonna that match is gonna go?
Well, I'm hoping for it to go the opposite way around. So yeah, you got it all wrong. But no, you know.
Sorry, Gary. I didn't ask what you wanted to happen. I asked what you thought.
No, and you're gonna still get the same answer. I've
got some bad news for you. I'm all out of genies. I don't have any genies left.
You know what? Forest, like I've always been thinking this is gonna be the match that they do it. This is gonna be the match that they do because they do have some nice.
You got
young
a fairy
talent.
godmother.
No. They got young talent that looks like they could do something, and then you look and you're like,
22
damn,
of them, isn't there?
They got a lot of them, and they're not doing anything. So yeah, I think this is on the road or home. This is on the road, right?
Liverpool on the road.
Yeah. So it's not going to be fun. At least the way Liverpool's been playing, and Salah's seen goals go in. So yeah, that's probably about right.
And Forest did get a clean sheet against Villa.
They did.
Yeah.
Mr. Villar-Martin, how do you see this one going, sir?
Yeah, Ben took the words out of my mouth. 4-0.
Oh,
yeah, we're pretty much all on the same. Gary's optimism, but yeah.
Sorry, Gary.
Slide 2, please.
Now this is the Bane moment for me.
Yes.
Right, the reason I've gone with this is because this is one of the most hyped fixtures in football that very little actually happens in. And basically, I think it's just going to play out as a bit of a boring draw. But I'm hoping in this situation that Man United get a penalty because then I'll chalk off one of the scorers. And then I fancy Mount to either get the goal or the assist. And then you can turn one into over £60.
That's good odds because it's a very draw. A lot of draws over the years since the Abramovich era. I think it's been a big fixture for years. But I've just got a feeling United scum tend to nick it at Chelsea every now and then, and I just feel that the luck's with them at the minute.
The actual most famous game between them that I remember is the one when Chelsea went 3-0 up and then it ended up 3-3. And it was absolute carnage. That's the one time that game was remotely exciting.
Yeah, other than
generally
that,
speaking, these play out quite low-scoring affairs.
Yeah, or one of them wins 3-0 or something. Yeah, and it's just not a contest. Yeah, it's notoriously shit to watch this game. But
Mr. Tom, Mr. Tom, why are you giving this shitburger game to Maritime? So that's a fair question, mate. But as some of you may or may not have noticed, I tend to go with the games that are televised, and I might be in a position to actually watch and follow along.
To be honest, though, for a quid on that, the returns are astronomically good.
I was surprised, considering I have technically 4 ways of winning that.
Yeah.
What day is this game on?
I believe it's the evening game tomorrow night.
Oh, is this tomorrow night?
Yeah.
Do we play Sunday? Yeah, we do.
That's the first. That's the first match. So, for me, anyways, it's early morning. I got to get up early to see it.
Yeah, Liverpool was the first match, and Chelsea is the last match tomorrow.
Oh, so it's a 5:30 one to us then. Yeah.
In that case, I won't be seeing it.
There's no 7:30 fixtures down to bullshit Europe games then this week. Like, because the game got moved to 7:30 last week, didn't it? Because of the 3-day rule.
Yeah, next week we're playing Liverpool at 7:45.
Are we?
Yeah.
Do Arsenal play Sunday? Because they played Thursday night, didn't they? So
they play Sunday. Yeah, Sunday. Sunday at 2
Are we televised? We're not televised, are we? We're a 2:00 kickoff again.
Nah. So, Gary, how do you see this game going?
That's probably the best that we're going to get because, as we said, Bane is just a fictional character and doesn't actually exist, and so they're going to have to see this thing through.
He's not. He's real. Trust me.
I hope
he's real.
Does somebody get his phone number? Because we need.
And Mr. Tom's seen Batman. He's seen him.
No, this one is a interesting one because they're both both surprisingly doing much better than we thought they were based on the way the season started, right?
I'm not surprised now Potter's at Chelsea, to be honest. I really am. Yeah. But Man United, I'm surprised how they turned it around from what they were.
Well, they finally let their manager, who's a proper manager, actually do his job.
Yeah.
And then step back and then said, you know what, you handle this as you see fit. And he's been doing that. Or else, if not, then this the whole Ronaldo thing would be a bigger issue, but it's not because he doesn't have time for that. He's got a football match to manage.
I have to say, I'm not surprised that a team that can spunk 90 million on one player in a transfer window is doing well. Like, that doesn't surprise me. It does surprise me that Man United are winning games. I'm more surprised that they just started so poorly. So they've put themselves behind the 8 ball from the start as such.
And I think he's also realised there's certain players that he just can't rely on. Whereas they were getting games for whoever, just for desperate fixes. And there's that many players at Man United that just they're not good enough for the Leeds team. Never known. It always pisses me off when like Sir Roy Keane say he's not good enough for United. But if he's not good enough for United, he ain't good enough for anyone else. Do you know? In my opinion, but I understand what he's saying because of they expect a high caliber of player, this, that, and the other. But there's too many players in that squad that are nowhere good enough.
It's the same as Gary saying that Nketiah isn't good enough for Arsenal. That's what he means, isn't it?
Yeah, but there's a team out there that would probably gladly.
You're in very good company there, Gary.
Go on, Tom.
I just always perceived it to be Roy Keane feels that they don't put in the effort that he put in.
Yeah, I understand that.
Say what you want about Roy Keane and that he played for the scum and that he's an arsehole and all that.
He was a great player, but he was also.
You can never question his commitment. Whoever that man played for, he was going to give 100%.
Yes, but my problem with Roy Keane wasn't his commitment. It's not what he says. It's not he played for Man United. It's that he deliberately tried to injure players when things don't go his way, and it's sore loser. The guy was a nutcase, do you know.
To be fair, though, his victim's son did significantly punish them for that. And we was at Ellen Road to watch it in the pavilion on their beautiful TV. Anyway, slide 3, please, John. Amazing that worked. Right, going with another... this is more of a risk, admittedly. But I think Spurs are going to edge a 5-goal thriller because they've got the more top-level experience than Newcastle in these sort of games at the moment. And basically, obviously, Harry Kane, he's going to score, but I've covered myself with an assist as well in case. Thank you, John. And
may I just bring up the fact that...
Did you manage to get a gif of St. Maximin? No?
May I just bring up the fact here, Mr. Tom, that the other week I suggested Spurs would score multiple goals, and I got absolutely hammered for it. So how can they all automatically be scoring 3? I've gone 2-2, by the way, but I don't see Spurs scoring 3 goals.
I went into it. Well, they scored 6 against Leicester, did they not?
Well, that's Leicester, isn't it?
5 or 6.
If we could attack, we would have scored 6.
That's true. Saying that, I'm disappointed that we didn't even put a shot on target. Well, no, we did put a shot on target.
No, we had 2 on target in the end.
We didn't put a goal past who is widely considered the worst goalkeeper in the league.
Yeah, and we made him look rather good, especially on corners. I mean, why just give him the ball? But anyway, let's...
right.
I don't see it being 3-2, personally. I've gone 2-2, but I don't know why I've gone 2-2 looking at it.
What I think will happen is if it does end up 2-2 in like a back and forth scenario, Spurs are going to nick it at the end. And it's
I think the other way around. I think if anyone's nicking it, Newcastle are. I've just got a feeling with Newcastle this season, don't get me wrong, they're a long way off the team that they want to be, I think, in the end. But I just think he's got them playing well, and he's done very little to what he had.
Well,
he's just...
that's the thing, though. I
got
think
the best
in
out
a
of
year
them.
or two's time, in maybe 1-2 years' time, I'll be sitting here going, Newcastle will win this 3-2. But
do you think it'll be Eddie Howe, or do you think Eddie Howe will still be there? I think he'll be England manager by then.
Because I don't think anyone. Obviously, the favourite for an England job, if it came up in the winter, is going to be Potter or Howe. Potter's obviously not going to take it because he's just joined Chelsea, and I don't think Howe's going to be stupid enough to take it when he's realised what an opportunity is at his feet. What? Yeah, exactly. Why are you gonna leave a woman with big titties just to go with a small titted woman who's dad rich?
Yeah, and play. I won't take the England job either, but I just think that he will be. I think out of the two of them, he'll be first to try his hand at it.
But Tom, maybe the smaller woman will love you more.
But you never know. We could get to another final and give him another 4 years. So.
Sorry, I'm more contemplating what John said. Sorry, I'm just.
I like the returns. I like the returns on this bet, but I don't like the bet.
One gives you cuddles, the other one doesn't. So you know.
Yeah, but in this situation, the nicer woman is the England national setup, which strikes me as you're not really sport for choice in that situation, other than financial gain.
Mm.
And I doubt Eddie Howe's a poor individual anyway.
Well, I do think that Eddie Howe will see that he's got a chance to bring a trophy to Newcastle. Maybe not the league, but maybe that's what, because they haven't won a trophy for a long time, have they? Let's be honest. So.
No, even longer than
what's the last one you can remember them winning?
Newcastle.
Yeah.
And it's something
I personally in my life,
50s, isn't it?
Personally in my life, I don't. Other than the championship, they've not won a trophy.
No, they've won the championship, yeah.
But in my life, they've not won anything major.
You're talking. Forget the championship. We're talking about top level.
No, they've not won anything in my life.
They've won like an FA Cup in 1928 or something like that.
At least that's one thing I do. I do count myself lucky enough that I got to see my team win the league, even though it wasn't the Premier League. It's still the same thing. And the following season, I got to see him lift the Charity Shield. So I do feel privileged that I have seen my team win something.
I'm not sure, but I've got something in the back of my head saying that the last big trophy that Newcastle won was maybe the Intercities Cup.
Intercity Fairs Cup, yeah. That went out in the 70s, did it? It became UEFA Cup.
Round about, late 60s, 70s.
Yeah, what did we win it? 68, did we? 68.
Cyril don't care about when Newcastle won something. What's that, Cyril? So what do you mean? You don't give a fuck about Newcastle when they won?
And I think it was Newcastle lost to Liverpool early 70s in the FA Cup. McDonald, and I think they lost 3-0, something like that, and they've not got near anything since, which is surprising for a club because they're a massive club. But hey, anyway,
they are a big club, Newcastle. I mean, even when I started. My first season to get Leeds was the year we came up with Wilco, 89-90, and they were a big club then, Newcastle. I mean, I used to have like a competition when I was that age of see who had the biggest crowd, and it was always Newcastle that picked Leeds, but it was only by 1,000 or a few hundred each. But every time their crowd was big, the only crowd that was bigger than Leeds is, do you know?
Yeah.
Cyril wants to know why you know so much about Newcastle, David.
I don't know. It's just in the back of my head that it was just. That's when I was more. That's when I first got into football. I was young, and that's when I was Leeds supporter, and it's just something in the back of my head there. Anyway, that I think Spurs 2-1, 3-1, something like that.
Yeah,
I can't see Newcastle getting 2.
So we're divided on this one.
I think I'm hoping Maximum can do what he did against City, at least for a half, and at least put them ahead, and then hopefully they'll hold on. So, because I don't like the other team. So no.
Which team don't you like?
The dumbest picks.
The what? The chicken one. The chicken team.
Or they are all the obvious. They are all. It's like with the players, you know. You've got a limit to your challenge.
They can't handle Maximum if he does what we've seen him do. The problem is it doesn't last that long.
Nah.
It's got a short, as they say, shelf life.
Yeah.
He's
like a polished version of Traore. At least you get an end result out of him, but it's not for long. Whereas Traore just runs and then he's like Forrest Gump. Stop, Traore, stop.
He's a good footballer at St. Maxim. Like last year when we went
skillful,
there, when we went there last year, I know a year's a long time in football, but they were utter dog shit apart from him.
Yeah, but we were
We
scared.
would
of
have
him.
won. We would have won that game had he not just took
But
the ball by the
won it the
balls
same
and
the
run
year
at us.
before. He ran at us, didn't he? And it's like these players
Oh,
that,
no,
are
no,
sh-
yeah, but
that
we beat them
they
twice,
always.
so fuck them.
That's what I mean, Gary. They always perform against us, or the team will be on a losing streak, and it's always us. As soon as you hear the stat, you just know you're getting beat. It's like
Leicester had a laundry list of things.
Does anybody know what does Fulham? Does Fulham have anything that they haven't done in a long time?
Well, I don't. Was that where we undid our London hoodoo? Fulham, was it?
Yeah, we did. Yeah, but the thing
But
that
technically, they've been a bogey side to us.
Yeah. What works in Fulham's favour is that they can't play Dan James against us.
Yeah. That's
What
probably
are you going to say, John?
It was like last night's Rangers game.
Since we got Bielsa, we've tended to, but it's because we had Bielsa, I think, and they couldn't cope with it. We've been a lot better than Fulham, but I don't know what to expect this weekend. I really don't.
Yeah, it was like last night's Rangers game, right, Ben?
Yeah.
San Jose hasn't won all season. They come into New York and they beat them.
Massive underdogs, and we put on a shit show.
In 4 minutes' time, my beloved Detroit Red Wings kick off.
They're having. I looked actually. They're unbeaten. They've won from overtime. I think.
No.
They lost one in overtime. Yeah.
Yeah, they lost the other night.
Yeah. But that was an opportunity thrown away last night. The first time I was frustrated like a Rangers fan last night. And I've seen them get beat, don't get me wrong, but last night was just, I think it was fresh after watching that shower of shit as well. But
it was a lousy Thursday for you, Ben.
Yeah, it was shite.
I tell you what, it was that bad, wasn't it, Ben? It really fucking was.
I even think I texted.
I couldn't believe it.
I texted the group. I don't know why I'm still watching this.
All right, now what do you guys want to talk about?
Should we do the rest of the fixtures? I have some predictions.
The upcoming games? Okay.
Yeah. So we'll start with the first game. Have we done that one? Yeah, we've done that one. So we'll go to Everton Palace. I know no one gives a shit, but we'll start with Tom. We'll go down.
Sil's lost his boot. Oh,
whoa.
Damn.
It's not raining, is it, outside?
Well, I'm going to have to put Cyril back together again. Interesting. I didn't know that came off. Sorry, everyone.
That's
just talking while
that's a weird view.
Live duck fixing.
May I ask who bought Cyril? Did you purchase him or was he bought for you?
It was a Christmas gift from a member of the family.
Yeah, because I've seen the shops that they sell him in. Because I was in Knaresborough. I sent you a picture of his wife, didn't I? In the window, and I just thought, I can't envision Mr. Tom in one of these shops. Someone must have bought that for him because my mum's got one. Ricky, he's not as cool as Cyril because he doesn't have wellies. But anyway, yeah. Can we have you?
I'm gonna have to send Cyril to the Wooden Duck Hospital. I think
I've got some wood glue, mate. I'll send you it. Can we have your prediction for Everton Palace, please?
Oh, sorry, Cyril. I'll lay you down a bit. I think. Sorry, which game?
Everton Palace, I think. Yeah.
Oh, they're both cunts, but I think it'll be 1-1.
Simple, Gary.
Yeah, I think Crystal Palace won't be able to get this one. I know it's on the road, but I think Crystal Palace will do it. 2-1.
David.
I'll go 2-1 Everton. Unfortunately, I think those fuckers are going to get beat.
I'm with
Palace
you.
are going to let us down.
I think there's a point where Everton are going to need to pick some points here and there, and I just think this is one of them games that they can do it.
Yeah, I want Gary to be right, but I just don't see it.
But either way, I think it's going to be the odd goal here, or it's going to be tight. So moving on, City Brighton. Tom.
This is going to be one where you'd expect Mr. Haaland to pad his stats a bit, but Brighton are the sort of team that can go there and frustrate them. So I think City will win 2-0 probably.
Gary?
I just think they'll hold them off and then they'll eventually, break down the wall and such.
I think this is going to be an ugly game. I think City is it's not going to be fun. The last match they had over the weekend wasn't a good one. So, the last one they played. So I think this will, they're it's 4. I'm going to say 4-1. It's going to look like Brighton might get something, but at the end of the day, they won't. 4-1 City.
Yeah. David?
Yeah, I wanted to say the same, but I can't see Brighton scoring at the moment. They can't score for love nor money. So I'm going to go 3-0.
I think I went 5-0 on Super 6. I think my logic was they'd be frustrated after the Liverpool game and whatnot. They didn't, and the game was cancelled midweek. So I just think they're a bit fresher and they've got a point to prove. You know, they've got a 4-point gap now, and they don't want to. They won't want to be losing any more ground. So I just think they're going to go to town on them.
All right. So you know what? You just
tend to
for me then. You just got 4-0. It's not gonna. Yeah, you're right about that. 4-0.
So we've done that dirty game. No one cares about that one. So Villa, Brentford, Managerial.
Result. I never gave a result. I'm going to go Chelsea. Chelsea 2-1. Chelsea
2-1.
Yeah. I don't think it will be, but that's what I want it to be.
Cheers, Mark.
I think we should acknowledge the appearance of the former co-host of the show. Emphasis on former. And I would like
he was giving his marching orders last night alongside Gerrard. So
was it a lot nicer? Were you guys a little bit nicer to him? Did you guys actually talk to him?
I've heard he's in England applying for Wolves' job. So yeah,
he's got as much chance as anybody else. That's for sure.
May I just say I never brought it up last week, Mark, that I did notice in your one of your little videos that you did midweek, you had your Yorkshire hat on because you bought a proper woolen like Peaky Blinders hat from a wool shop in York. It was nice. Anyway,
good boy.
Villa, managerless Villa, Brentford, Tom.
I think this could go either way, but yeah, I was thinking along the lines of what Matt Chronicle said. I think Brentford, because obviously Brentford are more of a stable setup at the moment, they're going to nick a win, I suppose, 1-0. I mean, but I won't. At the same time, I wouldn't be surprised if Villa won it 1-0 just because of the home advantage and shit like that. So, and it's racking my brain, and I don't care nearly as much. So we're just going to say 1-0 to Brentford.
Gary?
No, I think Brentford's going to be itching to score since they didn't score the last time, and they probably should have. So I think they're going to win this one 2-0.
2-0. David?
1-0 Villa.
Bounce
back. They have a bounce back from Gerrard going.
You see, I'm similar to Tom there. I'm in two minds where it could go either way, and either because of the bounce back or just because Villa are shit. I just got a feeling because of that, it's just going to be a 2-2. I think there's going to be goals in it.
They're basically the two non-Big Six clubs that I hate more than other non-Big Six clubs I hate. Because of our time spent in the Championship, it just seemed that we used to cross paths with these pair of cunts all the time.
I don't hate Brentford half as much as Villa. I've just got a bit in my teeth about Villa. Because do you know why I hate Villa? It wasn't the goal. It's because of the fucking goal line technology, and this should technically not be in this league.
Against
Sheffield United,
yeah.
They should not be in this league. They stayed up by a point, and it was that point that kept them up. So for me, until they go down and come back up again, they're not a valid Premier League team in my mind. So,
you hear that, Villa? Yeah. You hear that? The 0.2 Villa fans who watch your show.
It's a Verstappen moment, David. It's a Verstappen moment. The history books might say one thing, but we know different. You know.
I still see Villa getting a bounce back.
Yeah.
And if not, I see Brentford winning 3-0 or something like that.
Yeah.
Right, next fixture to Gary Villa. Only. To Gary only.
Yeah, Villa. Don't at me.
Leeds, Fulham, Gary.
You know what? Okay, you're gonna hate me for this, I think.
Go on.
But I have Leeds winning this one because I'm in my upset pool. That's my upset pick.
I don't mind an upset, do you know, if that's how you're seeing it.
No, but I kind of feel like
that's bad when we're seen as an upset at home to Fulham, innit?
No, it's more because it's just a table position.
Wait a minute, guys. Wait a minute.
Oh no.
Yeah.
No, don't do it.
Okay, no, I hate you, Dad.
We've really sunk low, haven't we?
Why did my dad take me to Welland Road?
I'm sorry, like I said, you're not gonna like what I.
Why couldn't he took me to the ballet? Could have been Billy Elliot.
Jesus.
I said this before.
But you know what? You're due for a surprise. All right, you're due for
a surprise. That's better, not an upset. Thank you.
I'm going to open this fixture up to if anyone wants to volunteer a prediction, but I ain't predicting shit.
Yeah.
3-1. 3-1 Leeds.
Why did I have to have the shits? Why did I have to have the shits in June 1994, which then led to me watching a football match because I was so ill I couldn't leave the sofa, so I had to watch the football. And then I was like, "Oh, Dad, what team do you like?" And then he was like, "Oh, I'm glad you asked, son." And I was fucked for life. I was, my fucking biology. Why was I having to shit myself like a rotter on that day? Fucking, I hate myself for it.
You should have changed to Channel 4. Place in the Sun was on.
In hindsight, I should have watched Countdown, Gary. Americans, watch Countdown. You'll love it.
No.
All right.
You won't love it.
3-1 Leeds. 3-1 Leeds.
I hope you're right. I hope there's a resurgence because
next Friday we'll be smiling. Tomorrow, is it tomorrow now? And on Monday,
it's not often we boo our team off the pitch and scream at them like last night. It's not often.
No, never do that. Never do that. Doesn't matter.
I just think that we're owed a performance after that. So
pretty much, yeah.
So other than that, if it carries on, I'm going to offer my services up front because all you have to do is cross ball and I'll get my head on it. 1 in 10's going in, so it's better than what's happening.
But VAR will see something that you've done.
I'm flyer than that. I'm better than that. Gabriel, I'll hide my push on Gabriel.
Right, next big one.
Yeah, Southampton versus Arsenal. Over to Mr. Tom.
I've never cared less about a football match because I know that Gary's probably discussed this football match. He probably spent 3 hours discussing it yesterday, probably 2 hours the day before, and whatever. Don't care. If I wanted to know what he thought about the Arsenal match, I'd have watched the Arsenal fan circle last night instead of watching Marvel Agent Shield on the free Disney Plus that have been provided for me.
So what you're saying is 3-1 Southampton then, Tom, yeah?
You know what? No, in all seriousness, I think Arsenal, this is part of their revenge tour, isn't it? Of like beating all the teams that beat them last season. So I think they're going to turn up here. They're going to take it rather seriously. And I think they'll get out with a 2-0 win. And it'll hurt me to say that because I don't like them anymore after what happened last week. 13 times in a row. How have we lost to you 13 times in a row? It's fucking ridiculous. Like,
May I open up into our private chat that we had and reveal a couple of the texts that I got from Tom during your show? I hate Arsenal. I hate their fans.
I'm sorry.
Pissing myself while he sat there and he had 5 Arsenal fans around him on screen and he's like, fucking hate my life.
Yes.
What show is that you were on?
Some fucking shit show.
Oh, don't say that. That's our brother show.
I'm glad you asked. That shit show I was on is called The Trip, and it's on Monday nights. But if you want to hear someone talk about Arsenal while I attempt to derail it with nonsense, then it's the show for you, baby.
In all honesty, it's a very intellectual, it's not like this. It's not. No, it's more of a serious talk on Arsenal. While they all look miserable at the top of the league, no, but I enjoy it. And Mr. Tom adds some spice. But give it a watch if you've not watched it. And you don't have to support Arsenal either. It's just a case of supporting Gary and his algorithms.
Thank you very much.
You could change the dynamic of the show by coming in and mentioning your own team and giving me something to ruin their show with.
Yeah, because I'm sure he does, and he also does interact as well. So I'm sure if you make a comment about that you support Leicester, that he'll acknowledge it.
I made a comment on one of Gary's shows yesterday, which I anticipate will finally get put up on the screen sometime around Christmas. So.
He puts man up straight away. He even jumps the queue, man. It's like, yeah.
Tom, I don't. You actually.
You'll go to bed.
Tom, you actually post messages in there.
Tom chats to me and shit. Yeah.
Oh yes, that's true.
He doesn't read the messages on his own show. He just puts them up. Like, oh yeah. I better get to the comments. Shit, we haven't been there for half an hour.
You send me a better graphic that I can put up.
No, I will. I've made some more, so you can take a pic and see.
I'm going to leave you last on this fixture anyway, Gary, as soon as it's your team. So we'll go to David for this one.
Who are we talking about?
Saints
anyway?
Arsenal,
wasn't it?
Yeah.
3-0 Arsenal.
Straight that, yeah. Comfortable.
Yeah.
I think Saints will score personally, so I'm going to go 3-1. I think Shea Adams will score. So, but I think you win it, but I think it'd be more second half that you win it personally. I just think, it'll take you a while to get going. I don't know why I think that, but I think it's because Southampton have come off a win. Maybe they'll give you a bit until you score, and then that's it.
I hope you're wrong. I hope you're wrong, but based on the way that we played, even though we won 1-0, it doesn't look like it, but we had multiple opportunities to score in the last one. Supposedly Southampton is our bogey team, but I think this is a different Arsenal team this season, so I don't think that's going to matter as much. But it is going to matter that we did lose to them last season when we needed to get a win. So, as I said, revenge tour. I had 3-1 initially because, like you said, Che Adams could get by them. But I think Ramsdale is looking for another clean sheet. You know, he's watching our backup goalkeeper getting clean sheets all the time. I have a feeling he's going to want to see that on Sunday. So I'm saying 3-0, just like David. Hey, Jesus has been struggling for a bit in terms of stats. He's been good, but you're not seeing the stats. So I'm expecting a brace from him on Sunday. So there you go. 3-0 Arsenal.
Cool.
Right. Televised game in England, Ben. Do you know?
It is, yeah. I think it is, yeah. Yeah, I think that's the one.
I'll make sure to watch anything else.
Bray Wyatt.
You should watch it because we're going to talk about it on Monday. So you might as well just put the time in so you can chat about it.
Bray Wyatt.
How'd you get that?
I just put wrestlers in red sweaters. WWE wrestler in red sweater. Google Bray Wyatt.
I was thinking earlier on, I was thinking, why don't you just Google wrestler in red sweater? It's not a often used costume, let's just say.
There he is.
That's it.
Cool. It says underneath it, Bray Wyatt. That's the one. I thought that's him, yeah. It's the same figure. Right, anyway.
He's Mr. Rogers.
Yeah, Mark's team then. So
big game this one for us, actually.
Very big game for us. Yeah, draw would suit us, but thoughts, Mr. Tom. Did they win Wolves? No, they got beat, didn't they? 2-1.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I don't think there'll be it in betting terms. This is definitely an under 2.5 goals game. It'll be 1-0 to one of them, or it'll be 1-1. But I don't know, and I don't care.
Don't think either of them are playing. Even though they won last night, I thought they were awful, but we were just worse.
A better team would have beat them.
Yeah, Wolves picked up a win, didn't they, at the weekend? But then they've lost. But I just, it's an hard one to predict. It could go either way. But I'm thinking of 1-1 draw for this. Sorry, I jumped the queue there. So sorry, Gary.
No problem. Now, I was going back and forth because Leicester has been terrible this season, but then they've been good of late. So, yeah, I think I like the draw. I'm gonna go 1-1 with this one. We're not going to see multiple goals from Leicester this weekend. So, Yep, 1-1 for me.
David?
2-1 to Wolves. Leeds need to win, otherwise we're in the drop zone.
Yeah. Shittenham Sandcastle we've done. So over to Monday night's atmospheric game at West Ham. Mr. Tom, in your neighbourhood.
That's true. They are my local team, but not my team. Fuck them. I think home advantage will be key for them, and the fact that they, to my knowledge, did not play in midweek with a European game.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, they lost at Liverpool, but a lot of teams are going to lose at Liverpool this year. I think they'll win this 2-0. Route 2-0, take the points, go home.
Yeah.
Gary? Yeah, I think Bournemouth gives up a lot of goals on the road. And
to their defence, since they sacked Parker, they have been pretty tight. I know they got beat, but they've only conceded a few goals since I forget his name, Gary, whatever his name is.
They're still the worst team, or second worst team in the league in goals, no matter what. So
they won last week, though, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. Yeah, they lost midweek, didn't they?
Yep.
I said they'd win, and news all said I was mad. I was not mad. They won.
They beat Villa, didn't they? They beat Villa, didn't they? Yeah.
Yeah.
And then got beat midweek.
I think West Ham will win this one 2-0.
Palace beat them midweek. Yeah, it was Palace, wasn't it? 2-1. Yeah. David?
Yeah, same as Gary, 2-0 West Ham.
Yeah, I just think it's very similar, but I think Bournemouth, even though they have stopped the rot, I do think that it's only a matter of time before they start getting hide-ins and sort of stuff. I think 3-0 comfortably for West Ham. I think they're going to turn up.
West Ham have been playing better recently, haven't they?
But I think even though looking at the table now, that won't be good for Leeds. I think it'll be a better result in the long run for Leeds, because I don't see West Ham loitering around there for too long, to be honest.
Nah. You know, with the table with Leeds, I think this year the relegation it's going to be a nightmare, because
I think it's going
to be so
bigger.
many teams involved. You know,
but which does help, because that's more teams in and around you to pick up points against, which is what we haven't been doing really. There's numerous opportunities that Leeds have had teams where last year or year before we've beat the teams around us, which is what.
And there's 7 teams fighting to stay away from those last two spots.
I mean, we've failed to beat Villa, we've failed to beat Everton, failed to beat Southampton, we failed to beat Palace, failed to beat Brentford. So the only one around us that we beat was Wolves. So
last season I never believed we'd get relegated. Never believed it. And I maintained it. I kept on saying we go again, because I didn't think we'd get relegated this year.
You don't know, do you?
I'm not as confident, I have to say.
I think we've got the potential to be a lot better than anywhere near 16th. We've got the potential, right? If we play like that,
maybe 15th.
Yeah, I think we've got the potential to be.
I'm worried because we're playing well.
If we can
last year, it felt like we weren't.
Yeah, it's like we've got the potential to put teams away with like Chelsea, and it can be done, but it needs to be done consistently, and maybe not so much with flair and stuff, but just grind the results out. That's all you need to do. Just establish yourself comfortably somewhere.
Who's your game in hand against?
Forest.
Forest. So
it's Forest.
Man United. Is it Forest or Man United?
United. Yeah. Okay, all right. No, if it was Forest, I was going to say that's a good one to have in your pocket, right? But
those were the two games, weren't they, that got?
But we could be in serious shit before the World Cup if we don't. For me, it's a must-win Saturday because I don't see us picking points up the week after at Liverpool. So
we're going to beat Liverpool.
We could technically be going into the World Cup without a win in 7 and 5 straight defeats.
I want what he's smoking.
And we're going to beat Liverpool 1-0. There you go. Positivity.
He's been up in the clouds. That's why he's a little bit.
That's what it is. 30,000 feet up in the air, still floating.
I think that's part. Well, no Masters just said. I think the opposite is true in that I think a lot of teams look at us now and go, we let them run like Eddie's chickens, and then we just pick them off.
Got to sort out that. Can't play. We need to start playing with width. We've got good wingers. Got to start using because at the moment it's killing them.
Start fucking pressing as a team as well, not whatever that was last night.
Right.
I mean, you don't have that one player right now that will just go out and get you the goal, right? Like, I mean, every once in a while.
Don't get me wrong. I like Sinistera, but he don't give me the same goosebumps that Rafinha gave.
That's what I mean. Like
the guy is capable of turning something into nothing into something. He is capable. Like last night, he hit the barge. Got a little bit lucky with the.
You know what?
He keeps hitting the bar. At some point, he's going to turn it, right? Because I saw him hit it.
Never looked like it was going in. Though. It was like he was fortunate that it dipped and hit the bar. But
it was the only time you got off your seat in the whole game, wasn't
it? It wasn't fortunate.
Like any other...
Tom, that wasn't fortunate. He meant to put that. He was putting that into the top corner, and he
I'm on about. He was fortunate the way it bounced back to him.
They all try and put it in the top corner, and it usually ends up in the stands.
Nah, Sinistera is a different gravy to the rest of the players.
Yeah, I think
he is the one player this year that has actually got me excited. As soon as he gets the ball, he's a terrific player.
He doesn't excite me defending when we lose the ball.
No,
that's what I want. I want a player that's going to lose that ball and bust his ass to get back and cover. There was none of that last night.
No, I just prefer the left back to stay in and have the winger out wide doing what he does best.
Who cares about Ukraine?
See you later, Jimmy. Take care, mate.
No, Jimmy, come to my backstage, bro. I don't care what's going on in Ukraine. I do care a little bit about what's going on in Ukraine. Just...
Anyway,
all the smoke screen. We're doing something else.
No, all right. No, now with football gone, football out the way. What's your movie of the week, Ben? What have you been watching?
I've watched a few. I watched Hocus Pocus 2 because she wanted to watch it, and you've got to give an inch, haven't you? So, what else have I watched this week?
You gave an inch, huh?
I watched Me, You, and Dupree again. I love that film. With Owen Wilson.
I thought that was that the sequel. Me and Dupree again.
And I watched Burn After Reading last night, the Coen Brothers film with George Clooney and Brad Pitt. And
is it a good film?
Yeah, it's a good film. I'd recommend any of the Coen Brothers films.
Seen anything at the cinema?
No, I've not had
the new Halloween.
I think we're going next week to watch See How They Run. So, or is it the Black Queen King or whatever? I can't remember what it's called now. But it's some
I know the one.
Yeah, it looks really good. Yeah, she kicks ass. So I might go see that. All that. So, but I've not been I've not had a chance to get away. So,
BX Gunner, Sing 2, surprisingly enjoyable movie. Just saying.
I've not seen Sing 1, but I have seen Sing 2.
Surprisingly enjoyable movie. Just
I've seen Step It Up.
Enjoy him while you watch it, and then just forget you ever saw it until Sing 2 and 3 come.
Favorite movie, David?
Favorite movie ever?
Yeah. Ever?
Oh, Godfather.
Yeah, sure.
Godfather, yeah.
Yeah, Godfather.
Gary?
I don't think I have a favorite movie, but I am watching Game of Thrones right now, so I'm in the 7th season right now. So
we were chatting about that, weren't we? We were talking about that.
So I've seen 2 minutes of it.
I like it.
My dad says, watch this for a fight scene. and he showed me this big ogre thing killing loads of people, and I just wasn't impressed.
Yeah. No, I like
in
it.
the eyes, bro.
I got Godfather 1 and 2 that I need to watch. So
3 wasn't so
What's
good.
your favourite movie, Tom? What's your favourite movie, Tom? Well, I'm glad
Who's Tom? Is Tom here? Is Tom here? Tom?
I'm glad
Tom?
the mystery voice asked. Yeah. Might be
Mr. Tom, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Can you tell me?
Of course you can, sir.
What's your favorite movie, buddy?
I'm so fucking glad that you asked. My favourite movie is Die Hard.
What?
Okay, but the question is it a Christmas movie or not?
Do you know that is the only time I've ever heard that as the answer to the question? I've never heard anyone say Die Hard is my favourite.
Die Hard's amazing. It's basically like every great action movie put together, but with none of the shit bits. And it's just, he's barefoot in glass, and it's like just running around killing. I mean, not to get xenophobic or anything, but we're English, and he runs around a building killing Germans. I mean, what isn't there to love?
Don't you think it's kind of funny that, like, when the first time he runs through glass, he's like taking the glass out of his foot. Like, any normal person would not be able to walk after that for, a week. And there he is, running around like a lunatic. I don't know.
But John McClane's not any person, though, is he?
You're right.
He's magic.
You're right.
And it was in the era.
Brought down a plane, man. The man brought down a plane. Come on.
It was in the era of when Hollywood guns didn't need reloading. They just kept firing and firing and firing.
I'm telling you, best movie. I'm perfectly comfortable with saying it's my favourite movie in any setting. Even if I was around a load of Germans, I'd sit there and go, Die Hard, motherfuckers.
What's yours, John?
It depends. I'm with Dave. I like The Godfather, but Casablanca to me. The scene when they're in the bar and the Germans start singing, and then they start, with the French national anthem. I mean, how can you beat that scene?
John McClane would have killed them all.
For me, with the question, it is there's a lot of films that I consider great and couldn't really split hairs with, but the film I've enjoyed the most and probably seen the most is Forrest Gump. I for as long as it is as well, I'd never get bored watching it. Whatever stage you pick it up at when it's on telly, I just think Forrest Gump's a brilliant film.
If The Martian's playing, I have to watch to the end.
Martians.
The Martian. No, The Martian's a good movie. It's when Matt Damon's
Matt Damon,
and he survives by eating his own shit.
That is true. I mean, the music is good in it because it's from the 80s and whatnot. But it's just I can't if I'm flipping through the channels and it comes on, I just have to watch till the end. Just have to. Can't stay away.
I am Rob. You're right. I am. And I cry at it as well.
Some of these great suggestions. For example, someone I suspect is Mo Master because it's such a Mo Master answer. Bloodsport. Kumite.
Van Damme was my favourite back in the day. But then I like Jet Li as well.
Some guy Pink Cushion says I should be watching Carry On Dick. So
I think Jet Li in Lethal Weapon, is it Lethal Weapon 3 or 4? Jet Li's in it. I think his character.
Jet Li is, I love that.
The guy with the beads.
Yes.
Yeah, with the guy with the beads, he's just super cool in that.
I was listening to a show and they were talking about some of the fictional movies, and Nightmare on Elm Street 3 was discussed as being one of the best.
The boobs out in which the nurse, yes, the nurse with the boobs, yes. I loved that when I was 14.
I remember being in a movie theater, and when that scene comes up, everybody in the theater is like cheering, like "Come on, Bobby!" Whatever his name was.
Yeah, brilliant. Can I just say what we've got a minute left? If anybody wants to join in on the after show, if anyone wants to join us after, John put the link up now, so feel free to join us.
Don't
backstage.
tell me what to do.
You already did it, so I said
know.
John had put the link up now, not John. You missed it. Has. You didn't hear me say has. John has put the link up now.
I'd just like to say thank you to everyone that still supported the show during our takeover.
I hope you've enjoyed our takeover.
What do you mean?
It won't go unforgotten. And I basically
Tom, what do you mean?
have instructed Cyril. I've instructed Cyril to not kill you all. So
I'm curious, Tom. You say there's a takeover, but it's your show.
It is. Well, we took over now, so
From who?
this is the norm. Some robot guy and his pal.
It's so mean.
I'm just,
so
you know, it's 2 years I've been with them.
You might get anything. You might get paid now.
To be fair, though, right? I'm not being arrogant, but I reckon the amount of fun John had in that 2 years condensed is probably like 2% of the fun he's had tonight.
I'm gonna order a hooker now and send it to John. So just brace yourself, John.
Sorry, buddy. No thanks. Who you, James?
No, seriously.
That's who I was
thank you
ringing.
for supporting us. Thank you to Gary and David Villamartin for taking us up on our gracious offer to join us. Even though I think Gary invited himself, but that's all right. I won't hold it against him.
You dropped the key at the door. What was I supposed to do?
Gary,
allegedly.
Gary's the second person every week I send the link to. I always send it to Tom first, Gary, and then Ben.
There you go.
Because I know, Ben, you're in the WhatsApp group, so
Yeah.
I know you get it.
I
but
get it twice, yeah.
Right,
But I always thumbs up yours.
Yeah, I know.
Every week I thought.
But
so
Gary,
I
I always send
now.
it to, but Mr. Tom is always first.
I want to be
See?
second
Thank
now.
you,
Now
sir.
you know I only thumbs up yours.
Oh, okay. And
Okay,
Rhiannon,
thank you.
she'll be on eventually. She's
Look, she's got a family and shit.
she's been a little busy.
So.
And who else? I sent the link to Stan, but he was a little busy too tonight. And who else did I send?
Chris texted earlier and said he couldn't make it tonight, but have a good show and whatnot.
And Brawley too. Brawley, every week. And Retrovolt, I always ask.
What's happened to Najee as well?
Najee is in the summer. You know, he's in the summertime. He's by himself because his family goes back home. And then once his wife
he's
gets
not,
back,
but he's not commenting anymore. We need to find him an excuse. Bless him.
I don't think Najee has surfaced since we beat them 3-0.
No, he hasn't.
He is alive. Though. He comes alive in my direction when it comes to gambling purposes.
Really?
Don't worry. He is alive on Earth. Don't worry.
Right,
I did bombard his Instagram after the win. I was incessant.
I used to tweet him, right. Every time Chelsea got beat, or he'd say something, and then Lolo decides to tell me top 4 is not Najee. So I don't know who I was tweeting all this fucking year of tweets to this guy that I thought was Najee.
It's not Najee.
I hate that guy.
It's not Najee, no.
It used to be top 4 football.
Yeah, but that's not his Twitter handle. That's just his YouTube.
That was. He had a YouTube show for a little bit, but he didn't have too many shows.
Yeah, that's not his Twitter handle. Lolo said, "You know that ain't Najee. You keep tweeting," and I'm like, "What?"
Right.
So,
anyway,
you can imagine some guy getting who's this Ben guy.
This guy is pissing me off. Every day he texts me. God
and
damn.
who the fuck are Leeds?
and why does he keep calling me Najee?
Oh dear.
but that guy, whoever it is, will still think, well, at least he ain't threatened me like he threatened Rudiger.
Yeah.
I think he follows me. I do think he follows me, this top 4 football guy. Anyway.
So he can keep. It's so he knows where you are at all times. So
Exactly. He's keeping tabs on you.
But
thank you to our guests.
Thank you, David. Thank you, Gary.
Cheers.
Thank you, Mr. Tom. Thank you.
It was a lot of fun. It was so much more fun than when those two knuckleheads are on. Let me tell you.
There you go.
John, you just liked it. It was nearly all Leeds talk. That's why.
You know, at least when somebody asks a question, Mark doesn't answer it for you.
I think I'm gonna invite Mark and Lolo as guests on next week's show. People,
They're out.
So
just give them a little spot.
Yeah, same bat time, same bat channel next week.
I am going to be in costume next week, as it'll be our Halloween spectacular.
Oh, it's been a year already. You was Hollywood Hogan last year. I came as Mark.
Not sure where I am next week, lads.
Well, if you can join us, it'd be good to see you again, Dave. Good to see you anyway. So yeah.
All right.
Thank you, everybody.
Play us out.
Take care. Good night. Have a good
Later,
weekend.
guys.
See you
And
soon.
the link is there, so if anybody wants to join. All right.
Cheers,
Later.
guys.
See you.